When you tell a child, don't do things, they think you hate them. You tell them, oh, don't go out or don't eat certain food because it's not good for your body. Like, oh, mommy, why are you telling me all the time not to do this? I think you don't like me. But sometimes it's good to leave them to try those things so they can learn a lesson in a hard way. You heard that right. And that is where this plant comes. This plant that is going to be showing on your screen is called velvet bean, also known as Corwich plant or whatever. I don't know the botanical name. But my experience with that plant, if you know you are stubborn, like you giddy giddy giddy, they are telling you, oh, don't do this, or don't fight, or don't do some certain things, and you think you are like nobody can tell you what not to do. You are a boss of yourself. Just one of these being one, just let them just drop one on your body. It will humble you for life. It will humble you for life. So when I was young, we used to live in a shared house. It's not like a shared house, like face me, I face you compound. So we had our caretaker had this like a tank in his compound. So we used to go and play in that tank every day as kids. We pack sand and put in that tank and we're playing. Sometimes we climb that stick, we use it as a support and start plucking bananas. And we were happy as children playing. Then one day our caretaker said, I don't want you guys to be climbing on this tank because it's getting ridiculous. But as children, we didn't listen. We kept going there and he kept shouting, stop climbing on this tank, stop climbing on this tank. One fateful day, nobody was at home. I was the only person. And when I came to the compound, that nobody was at home. And I was like, yes, that tank, because they said, don't climb it. Today I'm going to climb it and nobody's going to shout at me. Guess what? Our caretaker has sprayed these beans, this velvet beans. We call it, it's not ijirekbe. I don't know. I've forgotten the name of the Ijirekbe or something, what is called in my language, but velvet beans. My caretaker has sprayed it on the tank without me knowing. Stupid girl now. I want to show that nobody can tell me what not to do, blah, blah, blah. I went and I climbed. I was playing, rolling on this tank, innocent girl like me. Guess what? It didn't even take a minute. My body started itching. I started crying. I ran to my mother like, mommy, my mother was like, what is it? Like, oh, this thing. Oh, I think my mother was like, go and shower. The worst thing you are going to do when you touch this bin is to go and shower. It's like adding fuel to burning flame. When you see fire, you want to go and put fuel inside. That is what it looks like. When this bin touch you, then you say, let me go and shower. You're going to dance Michael Jackson dance in the bathroom. I was scrubbing, almost peeling my skin, scrubbing, crying. The itchiness is out of this world. And they're like, oh, bring palm oil, let us rub palm oil. They put palm oil. I was crying. Did I learn a lesson? Of course I did. I learned a lesson in a hard way. Did I go to that tank again? Never. Never went. I even went, I was telling my friends, don't go. This is what happened to me. This is what they've put there. So sometimes in life, you let people experience some things so that they can learn the hard way. When you're telling them, stop, don't do this, they feel like you don't like them. They feel like, oh, because they're always telling me, you're always telling me off. Sometimes just pull back and just watch them make that mistake. They're not going to die, but they will learn. Because I learned as a child, and I'm alive to tell you that story today. And I never went there. I made sure I told everybody who cared to listen, never to go to that compound, never to play in that tank because of my experience, because of what that velvet beans did to me. So I hope you learn a lesson today from my story. When you are trying to advise people and they are not taking your advice, no matter how you love them, pray for them and sometimes stay back. Let them learn the lesson in a hard way. They will come back and tell you, yeah, you were right. And that was what I did. I learned the hard way. And I knew that my caretaker was right by telling us not to climb that tank again. Thank you for listening to my story today and have a nice day. Bye.